Hello everyone, we are going to do my next video, and one of the questions I get all the time is, Bob, what happens if I'm out in the middle of nowhere in my van or my RV and I break down, or if I have a heart attack or I break my leg, or what happens? I need help, but I'm in the middle of nowhere. Well, we're going to answer that question for you. It's going to be a series of videos, and Roxy is my guinea pig. You have met Roxy before. We did a video of her in her SUV. Her Montero. What did you call it? Mitzi.
Mitzi, yes.
Mitzi. And you do a lot of time in the backcountry.
Yeah, I don't go like really out there, but I go out far enough that if I got into trouble and got stuck, that it would be hard to get back out again. And I also love to go and hike off trail, and I do all this on my own, so I do sometimes think about these things myself, if I should have one.
So I've gotten them for us, and I've turned them over to Roxy, and she is going to be the guinea pig. She's going to learn all about them and report to you and to me and to you about all the devices that she has. So Roxy, well, You're going about this as completely new, just like our readers are, watchers are.
I have never used any of these devices before or anything like it, and I've never even used a GPS unit on a smartphone or on the dashboard of your car or anything. So I don't know anything about this. In fact, I've never even used a smartphone. That's how. So if I can figure out how to do this, then anybody can. And so we have 3 of these. One of them's called the Spot Gen 3.
Want me to hold one?
And then we have the Rescue Link and the Inreach.
Okay, I'll hold those.
So there's 3 things I'm going to be testing. This gives me an excuse to go and get really go off trail even more now. I feel a little safer. So I've looked at all 3 of these, but I haven't done anything more than just read the cover and open them up and take a look at them. And Bob wanted my very first impression. So this one is called the Rescue Link Plus, and it's purely a life. If your life is totally in danger, that is purely for that. It's not. You can't do email, you can't do anything. It's linked to NOAA, and if you activate this, they're coming to get you. And if you don't, if you're not really in desperate need, life-threatening situation, there's going to be a really hefty fine. So I'm hoping I don't actually have to use this one. But I will haul it with me if I go and do anything crazy, but I'm not really one of those really wild adventure people, so.
Well, let me give us some more information about this one.
Yeah.
This is called a Personal Locator Beacon, PLB. It's used significantly by the boating, where you have to get help now, and the only way you can get help is through the GPS satellite system. And so it's also used in airplanes. Every airplane in the country, in the world, has an emergency locator beacon, ELB. Basically, it's one of these that's built into the airplane. The plane crashes, it comes on automatically, people are coming. So this has no monthly costs. You buy the device. Oh, and I don't remember how much I paid for this. You probably don't notice. I think it was $225, $250, something like that. I'll put it on a link at the bottom with the link to Amazon where I bought it. And it's a better technology because it really is designed only to rescue you in desperate times of need. You push the button, help's on its way. So it's better technology than either of these other 2. It's much more likely that it will get to the satellite and bring help, but it does nothing except bring help. But it does that supremely well. So that's the Rescue Link.
Okay.
And so really you don't have anything to learn about it. You just looked it up.
Yeah,
and
it's a funny looking thing. I haven't actually operated it yet. Like I said, I've just opened up the box and looked at it initially. So it's small. I've got really tiny hands. It's small. It's very My first impressions was it's very compact. It looks a little weird. It's got an antenna that unhooks and extends out somehow. And like I say, hopefully I don't have to use this, because there's no going back once you activate that.
No, this is truly last resort.
And they do replace this. After you've used it once, they will send you a replacement. They replace it for you. That's the one thing I read.
This is the Morse guaranteed,
right,
but it doesn't do anything else. But this will do the trick. This is a button you push, help is on its way. So it's a quick, easy solution, and no costs afterwards.
Okay. And then the next one I have is the Spot Gen 3. The box says that it does all kinds of things. It connects you when you're off the grid with, everything else here is in French and German. Let's see. Notify the GEOS International Rescue Coordination Center of your GPS location in a critical emergency. Alert predetermined contacts that you require assistance even when you have no GSM coverage. Send a custom message to family and friends. Share live location updates with your contacts via Google Maps. So you can actually get in touch with your family with this. You can send them a message. And of course you can do the SOS thing if you're in an emergency. Do you want to tell them some more about it?
Well, it basically covers it. It requires a subscription. I think it's $150 for the year. And then you create an account with Delorme. Delorme is the company that makes this. And then you can do breadcrumbs. So as you travel, it will post those to your account that you create. Your friends and family can log in. If you're okay, you can set a button that says, I'm okay, I'm here, I'm fine, which is a good thing. If people are worried about you, they can follow you along wherever you are. And because it's not cell phone, this is not a cell phone, it doesn't connect to the cell phone system, it will work anytime it can see the sky. If it can see the sky and see the satellites in the sky, it will work. So it does a lot, but it costs more. This was $150, which isn't really very much, but the subscription is $150 a year. But you get a lot for your money. We'll find out.
And this was, this is the smallest of the 3 items, and it can be used, it comes with 4 batteries, 4 of these, and a USB cable. And you can either charge it by USB or you can put the batteries in. You don't have to have both from what I've read so far. It's one or the other. It's fully charged. I turned it on briefly and it was fully charged when it came. I like it. It's very small. It seems very sturdy. It's lightweight without the batteries in it. And one of my first thoughts was like, oh, cool. I can take long batteries, and then if the battery within it wears down, you know, from the USB charge, I can have some of these to put in, and I'll be on my way again. So, so this is the smallest, the most compact one, and I liked it for that. And the other little thing, like I say, these are my very first impressions. So it's got these little tabs on the back here that make it easy to unscrew. And I really like that because you don't actually have to have a tool. That was one of the things I noticed that I liked about it.
They've been around a while and they've been working on them, improving them. This is the 3rd generation, and each one has gotten better.
And it comes with a little hand thing and a carabiner.
It's one of the more expensive, but it does a lot for you.
And then the 3rd one is called the Inreach Explorer. And my first thought was like, wow, this does everything. You can send Facebook messages from, you can be way off the grid out there with no cell phone reception, and you can send Facebook messages. So I'm like, okay. That would make my family very happy anyway. I know that they, I could actually be in touch with them. You can do emails. You have to have, in order to do some of these things, you have to have a smartphone with Bluetooth, because it links to it and then it goes to the satellite and it's like you're communicating. But this does a lot of things. It says, create or view a route, drop waypoints, see your tracks, and navigate with the on-screen map view. View destination, distance, remaining and bearing, including useful trip statistics while in the field, such as trip time, maximum speed, moving average, trip distance, and an odometer. Trigger an SOS in case of an emergency and communicate back and forth with our 24/7 search and rescue monitoring center. Send and receive 106 character text messages with GPS coordinates to cell phone numbers or email addresses worldwide, and post updates to Facebook and Twitter all from one device. Adjust tracking intervals to track your trip and share your location, including GPS coordinates, course, elevation, and speed. Record and store more frequent tracking data on Inreach to create high detail breadcrumb trail. So this thing does it all. And the other thing I thought about this as compared to the rescue link is that if I was out on a back road and I broke down, I could actually call for help here, even if I was out of cell phone reception. I would be able to get in touch with somebody and tell them to come and pull me out or send a tow truck or whatever. With something like this, I can't. I'm still out there because I can only trigger this in a life-threatening emergency otherwise. So if it's a broken down car or I've sprained my ankle, this isn't gonna help me. I'm not gonna use it for that. But this I could. And so, do you want to say some more about that?
Well, it's basically, my understanding is that it's a satellite telephone. Mm-hmm. And can you actually use voice talk?
I didn't read that on there.
Yeah.
You can do.
Maybe it's just text or
texting,
email.
Yeah. I think it's texting, email, Facebook, and Twitter.
So, but again, it's not dependent on the cell towers. If you're far out of cell tower, which I'm sure you are a lot, out of cell range, it will talk to the satellite. So it connects to your smartphone. You would type in a text or an email on your smartphone. This is a Bluetooth device, so the smartphone would then send the text or the email to this. This would send it to the satellite. The satellite would send it to the recipient. So you're broke down, you sprained your ankle, it's not life-threatening, you're not going to call in search and rescue. Mm-hmm. You can text or email a friend, family, I'm out here, I'm broke down, come out and get me. So that is really an in-between. Now it will be the most expensive, I think, by the month, because satellite time is very expensive and you're using satellite time for communication. But you can do it by the month, right?
I believe so.
We think so. We're not even really. We haven't.
That's it. All I've done is read the box and take it out and give. This is very first impressions. I guess on the next one, the reporting that I do, it'll be how easy it was to understand it and set it up, and how quickly easy it was to learn to use, and so on and so forth.
Or how hard.
Or how hard. Hopefully it's easy. Like I say, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
So this does a lot, but it will end up costing you the most. But you can buy a month, or you can buy two. You don't have to buy the whole year, so I think that will cut off some of the costs. If you know you're going to be in the really back country for a month, you would buy a month subscription. You would have utter safety, and then it wouldn't cost you anything any other time.
Yeah.
When I go to Alaska, I might would use it to then to go into the backcountry with, or somewhere just on the Alcan. So these are the 3 devices we're going to compare.
Yeah. I'll just show them this real quick. The first thing it says on here is to make sure that your there's a little tab on it that you have to switch over so you don't accidentally set it off. And that was the very first thing I checked, and it wasn't flipped over all the way. It was a little bit stiff just to get it flipped over. So I tried it a few times. Comes with a little thing there and the charging stuff. And this is that. It's the biggest item of them all, but it's a little bit heavy compared to the other 2 items, but for all it does, I guess that's worth it. So, and it seems to be very sturdy. Well, I don't know about the clip, but the rest of it seems to be very sturdy. So there's that.
So that this is satellite communications. When the cell phone is out, you can email or text family and friends. That's what this does. It's going to be expensive. Unless you have the money, you're probably not going to have it on all the time, but you don't need it on all the time. Most of the time, I'm in cell range. So you know when you're going to be out, you buy a month, and you're covered. So this is just to answer the big question, how do I stay safe when I'm traveling? And there is a method, and we're going to compare them, and we'll come back with reports as we go along, and you'll learn all about it.
Yep. I'm going to have some fun out there.
And Roxy really is the perfect person to do this, because she's the one that goes out the furthest that I know. You traded in, haven't posted your newest video, you traded in Mitzi, which was a Mitsubishi SUV 4-wheel drive, for this all-wheel drive Astrovan.
Yes, yes. His name's Studley Van. Guess I'm not ready to give up 4-wheel drive yet, but I still wanted to go into a van, so.
A very good choice. You got a little lift on it. You can get it there pretty far back.
Yeah, still got some years of adventure in me.
Right. So there you go. There's we're trying to answer one of the big questions you get. How do I stay safe if I go somewhat in the backcountry, or if I'm traveling alone? I'm a little bit afraid. There is a method, and we will show you how to do it. And it'll be an ongoing series as we learn. And at the end of the year, we'll do several videos. We'll come to you and say, this is the winner. This is what worked best for this situation. This works best for that situation, whatever. Okay, thanks a lot, everyone. I'm glad you watched. Stay tuned for the upcoming videos in this series, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.